So in some of my previous videos, we did multiple outs from Battery, Native Instruments Battery, Easy Drummer, Addictive Drums, Triaz Drum Machine. Now we're going to take a look at Kontakt 8 in Logic Pro, how to create multiple outputs. This one is more difficult. Native Instruments, for some reason, makes it more difficult to make multiple outputs on Battery, for example, and this program here, Kontakt 8. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to open a version of Kontakt 8 in multi-output mode. We'll just go for multi-output 16 stereo. So before we load any instruments, let's go back into Logic here and go to the mixer. And then we'll just click on this little plus button here on the Kontakt 8 channel strip. And just open up all these. Highlight them all, if you will. And then we're just going to select all of them. I missed this one, so I'm just going to hit Shift. And then I'm going to right click, create track. And what that does, that creates a track on the arrange window. So I'm going to highlight all my auxiliary tracks and the main instrument track. And I'm going to hit Command Shift D. And I'm going to create a summing stack. And now I have them like so. And I have, we could just label this if we want. We don't have to, but I'll just put that there for now. And then we have our instruments listed here. And then we go back into Kontakt, load up some instruments. Let's just do Analog Dreams, perhaps. Doesn't really matter for this. And then we'll add another instrument. Drum Lab. So now we have two instruments loaded up, and you could load more obviously, but to save time, let's just move on. Now we got to go to this view up here, and then we got to go to classic view, and then we got to go to outputs because that menu does not show up in the regular view. So we go to outputs, and then we have this mixer down here within our sample racks where all the instruments are. And this one is already set up, output 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. A few more steps though. We got to come back up here and click on this little information box within the instrument. And then we have the output listed up here. We'll do output 1 and 2. But then the MIDI channel, right now it's on Omni. So I'm going to come down here and put that on 1. Scroll down, go to our drum lab here, and output is going to be 3 and 4. And hit on this Omni thing and go to channel 2. Now, let's get out of here for a second and go into Logic. Now this should be, that's the Analog Dreams. This should be the drums. And there you go. Then you can label these, Drum Lab or whatever. Make your beats. Obviously, I'm only doing those two instruments. One more thing you might want to do is you can save this as a performance patch, or as a patch, rather, save patch as drum, and you call it whatever you want. And then you can load that whole thing up again without redoing this every single time. Now, of course, it's going to have those same instruments loaded in there. So that is one thing you do want to consider. If you're always using the same instruments, maybe you have a patch for just guitars or something, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, whatever you do. I don't know. Maybe I put some drums in there. Whatever your templates are that you obviously I don't, but you know what I mean. So anyways, check out the other videos floating around on the screen here. If you're watching on YouTube, other platforms such as X, other places, we'll have them in the video description below. That is all for now. Talk to you soon. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below.